How's it going, everyone? Just brushing my teeth, you know, hygiene. And that is that. Okay, so I'm on the way to the gym, as I do. But yeah, this video is gonna be me getting hit by a car video. I am actually going to include some of the footage from the other day when I already shot this video, so enjoy those weird clips and I'll pick it back up when I'm done in the gym. And it stinks in this room. What about cat pickies? Tramps. I'm a tramp. So this is my tramp coming out video. It's a very serious one. It's really emotional. I don't like washing and I like my parts to stink. And I'm not making fun of homeless people when I say tramp. I just mean someone who don't.
I'm Steve.
Oh, Granny Ghost has come in. No, I was about to go out and I closed the door. Why? Yeah, I'm gonna murder 10 people. I hit that right, I've just got murderous intent. Come with me, son. Yeah, you know how this shot works. Have you ever wondered what I stand the camera on for this? Oh, MY, this can crusher that we barely use. You want to be crushed? Oh, crushing your hopes and dreams, they might say. And away we go. Stop driving so fast, you flipping idiot. Slow your flipping car down. Flipping idiot. I almost had a flipping slip then. You might hear it faint in the audio. I'll go, whoa. I almost slipped in front of a family of like 10. The people behind. I always love walking across this bridge. I don't know why. The big A is always cool to look at. I need to get another time lapse here at some point. I absolutely love these Ghost Energy ones as well. Granted, they don't taste as good as Monster do, but they are quite good. Anyway, there's people behind me. I'll pick this up. And Juicy Youthy is here. Yeah, that's his name. That's my husband. Oh, look at him. Man, since I've been gone, he must have done like 1,000 reps. Look. I was like, you must have been getting all your sets in while I was gone.
Centre of my hand is cracked.
You blew a hole in the centre, yeah?
Yeah. No.
How long's it been like?
You ready? I was leaning on the weight, I didn't realise. Oh, why can't I lift it?
Dizziness comes with the lifting.
I was going to do some angled ones after.
Let's transition through the nut. Yeah, you see how that transition worked? I'm literally in the same spot. Ethan's going in. He's going in my ass. Anyway, we're going to do a bit more lifting. He's going to lick it. Wait. Look at them arms. Recipes for disaster. Those chicken wing arms, they've got a recipe for disaster. They'll cook you up something good. They will, what is he doing now? Recipe for spots at the moment. Oh, I love you walk. Look at this man go. Yeah, we had a weird talk about apples the other day. I don't know what that was all about. Mind you, these are 15, so Ethan can actually do 20. I'm pretty sure he did 25 actually the other day. Why I use the assisted one and not the normal, you know, hands-free goober bar thing is because if you drop the normal bar, it can crush you. But with this, you can set up the thing so it doesn't almost kill you.
Really,
10, 50.
And numbers.
Oh, he raced me up. Just left the chambers. Well, that's the gym done. Look at you, Juicy Youth again on. At least he's not going to get his hand skidded over.
I want a circumcised finger.
Let's see. Right.
Unnatural.
The electric one's good, it gives you speed.
I don't know why I assumed it would be.
Yeah, the electric one's a bit quicker. You should get the app at some point, and if we're ever in Birmingham, you should try one of the scooters.
Hug cam.
That time you licked my ear, that one time when we went to see Deadpool and Wolverine, and you
Probably
licked...
the nicest place I've licked.
You hear that, people?
Your ass, isn't it?
Yeah. He loves my ass.
Right.
My donkey.
Safe, man.
Rings almost touched there now, ring pieces. I've got to go to the bin a sec over there. I got the chud in my mouth. I'm going to go in the road. Because I can. I'm just curious because I've never been in here. Let's go to the high school. I obviously don't have a car, right? I just want to... Please say this. I'm just curious because this car park's been here for so long. I totally have a car, brum brum. And if anyone asks me what I'm doing, I'll just genuinely tell them. I don't look up here, there's not really much up here though. There's just empty space. Can I get down that way? Okay. I was hoping you could see more of here. You know, I'm always walking... Oh, hello, roof access there. I've always walked past this hospital, and when they put this here, I was like... Oh, is that... Oh, I call leave. Okay, we'll go back the way I did. What's that there? Then is that... Oh, that's just a bit of the thing. Okay, we're leaving. This is pointless, but worth the look. Oh. Find you this now. I was going to get shot then, and me walking in. The risk of trapping hands and fingers. This is pointless, genuinely. Anyway, I want to leave. Bye, lift. This is really pointless. White and lie. What the heck? I think someone's actually in that box. Are you in there? Love? Are you in there? Oh yeah. Okay. Oh look, days later the thing's actually gone. All that's left is the dirt. Now there's annoying cars. So here we are in one of my favourite areas. I'm going to be respectful. Actually, I think you can see behind me there are people. There's actually a funeral in here right now, so I'm going to be respectful. But yes, it has been officially 2 years, almost to the day, where I stopped drinking. You know, I'd say a lot has changed in that time for me personally. You know, I use this time of year especially as a time to reflect and look back at my life and really evaluate where I am. And I will say I'm a lot happier than I was 2 years ago. You know, I'm a heck of a lot happier. But I'm still not where I want to be, if that makes sense. But let's go back to what happened 2 years ago. I don't think I've mentioned bits, but recently I was looking through clips and I found the night where it happened. It was actually, the day it happened, it was the 27th into the 28th of August 2023. So it's been 2 years. I thought it's 3 years, but I get my days wrong all the time. But yeah, like 2 years ago, I drank a lot, all the time. Like, helpful person.
It's one of them. This is why I always say last string.
Off, I might be very drunk.
I don't know who this cunt is that's filming me.
You do?
But he's been following me all night and it's fucking horrible. He's like a bad penny, I tell you.
Am I really that horrible?
Like, I don't know who he is. I couldn't even tell you what his name is.
David.
And now I'm on his fucking page and it's fucking horrible.
Am I really horrible or are you just joking?
Mate, I don't even know what your fucking name is.
David. The Mystic Man trying it. I didn't go out much, I stayed in all the time, wasn't going to the gym, I was barely doing parkour anymore, but I would go out and film and drink. That was my content. It's so funny in the first video on this channel, how I say this isn't a drinking channel. That was filmed before the incident, that was filmed like a month or two before it happened. But if I remember now, the way the events went, I'm going to take my earphones out, give me a sec. Do I look like an idiot with my hat backwards? Yes I do. So a few years ago I always found myself going out with the group you've come to know and hopefully love. And you will get to see them more when I start re-uploading my old content. But that was happening quite regularly, to the point I was, you know, going out with them, but then I would also drink alone. Drinking alone was one of my main problems. You know, I'm going to say you know a lot, it's my word. So I was going out a lot and it got to a point like I would be able to clear a whole bottle of like spirits like after a while, like especially drinking on my own. I was then like drinking that a lot, like every other day I would try to go without alcohol. And I got into such a habit with drinking alone that I would film these solo drinking videos where I would do these challenges where I'd do like 21 shots of so and so, and you will see some of those videos. I'm gonna state this right now, I'm not uploading them to, you know, promote that way of life, but I do want to document it as my journey. And the whole point why I made DAVEDEX vlogs in the first place was to document life, and that's why a portion of those videos I want to upload again, because that was my life for a period of time, especially during lockdown. And I definitely think lockdown definitely contributed to it. I definitely think if we never had lockdown and we was in all the time, life would have been different. But I'm not going to harp on the past. The past is the past, there's nothing I can change except for now, in this moment. And seeing that funeral got me thinking like how short and finite life actually is. But yeah, I would do these like drinking videos. And don't get me wrong, they are very funny to me. Personally, I look back and they were good times and I'm not bashing them. Yeah, there'd be the odd time where I think I'm on Ethan's birthday video a few years ago, I got very depressed afterwards, but my mind wasn't there at that point, and I will get into why I found myself drinking a lot and, you know, stuff like that. I got to a point where it was just happening every couple days, and I definitely was noticing because I was doing it regularly. Even if I wasn't filming, I would just drink because I was bored and other stuff. That it got to a point where I definitely found myself like definitely craving alcohol, even though like when I first drank I never used to be like that, but it was like definitely the past couple of years I definitely found myself getting into it a lot more. So I thought someone behind, boogeyman. I remembered this through looking at the footage recently. I'm going to include clips, so yeah, you're going to see the night where that happened, and there is a funny bit where I fall off my chair. So the way this happened, well, there was one night around about, I think it was the 20th of August 2023, where I drank a whole bottle of Jägermeister and I did like a drinking video. I definitely think the filming didn't help, but like I was just doing it anyway, and I was like, yeah, do 50, I think it was like 21 shots of Jaeger, but I ended up having the entire. Looking back, it was pretty dumb. But then like a couple days later, I got to this point. It was like, well, I've done vodka, I've done Jägermeister, now I need to do Jack Daniels. And that was where the disaster started, picking that bloody drink. You know, what, you know, I'm just going to keep saying every time. But it was through picking, I remember that it was a split second decision as well. So it was like, I was like sitting in my living room, I was like, you know what, I can do the Jack Daniels one tonight. You know, I only drank like 4 days ago, a full bottle, but I feel better now. Yeah, I feel better now. Let's go and do the Jack Daniels one. So I recall I darted to the shop. I got Jack Daniels, I got the Coke, and I was set to record a video. I had dinner. I'm thinking as well, instead of just filming like when I'm doing the shots and stuff, why don't I just leave the camera going? And then, yeah, I started to do the shots. I'm not going to include the entire video. I want to do another video on this eventually, talking about the entire night in detail, but to give you the short story, it started off fine, and then at one point I fell off my chair. Let's see. And I just remember I stared at the ceiling, and I just had this point where I couldn't take it anymore. And so I just broke down. I need help! I need help! I need help. Oh no, help me. And there I was, just I've got my phone on the one clip and I'm crying. I'm like, I just want to be able to drink in moderation. I need help, like crying about it. And that night I remember I wanted to take my own life. And you know, the way I remember, I went into my bathroom and I got bleach in a cup. And obviously I'll talk about this more in the future, but it was like I'd lost all purpose in life. And I remember sitting there talking to the paramedic, and I was just depressed. I had my alcohol and the bleach on the stuff. For some reason I shaved my eyebrows off. I'd love to know why I did that. I don't want this. But it was, I remember something I said to the paramedic that has always stuck with me. I was like, do you have family? Do you have kids? And he was like, yes. And it was because he said that as well. I was like, I can't do this. That guy's going to go home and have to tell his family what he saw. And it's like, had I drank bleach, I don't know. Obviously, I know YouTube doesn't like it when you talk about stuff like this, but it's important. People suffer with it. I hope the wind isn't too bad. But yeah, I just remember I completely broke down. I remember I hugged my mum as I was leaving the house. I said goodbye. Then I was in hospital for like most of the day. Completely hungover. I have clips in the hospital, but I'm not going to put it in this video. We'll talk about that at a future date when we're all caught up. And I remember talking to one of the doctors because I started having a really bad my mind was not with it at all. I just completely lost all reality in my head, and I was believing life wasn't real. I just remembered I was believing the company of Prison Break was like, you know, a real thing. If you watch Prison Break, there's this whole government conspiracy that there's the company. My mind just wasn't there. And I remember at one point I was talking to one of the nurses. I was saying, because I'm a man, I won't get help. No one will take me seriously, blah blah blah. And like, I remember I said to him specifically, there's like a blue bridge over there, and I said to him, if I don't get help, I'm just gonna walk out and I'm gonna jump off the. And I actually meant it. Like, I was just so unhappy, and I just wanted the upset to stop. The way I was feeling to stop. And it was from that moment I ended up spending basically 5 days in a mental hospital. And in doing that, you know, this is going to sound cliche, in doing that it definitely helped me think. And then like, I come home a couple days later, and I definitely think that it was through that moment, as much as it sucked. I'm really hoping the wind isn't blowing the mic too much. As much as it sucked, it's led me to where I am now, where 2 years later I do feel a lot better mentally. I still have my days, but I've learned a lot about myself, and I definitely know like 2 of the reasons why I used to drink a lot. Lack of purpose. Everyone in some point in their life will question what their purpose is in life, and I'm still figuring that out, but I'm a lot happier nowadays. So it's like, the second one is something that I was in denial about for such a long time, and I didn't really want to address it, and that was anxiety. One of the reasons I drank was to cope with my anxiety, social anxiety, going out in general. You know, I still get days where I'm like, I don't want to leave the house. But then I push myself and I do something, and I realise anxiety is all in my head. I've actually had proper help since then. And so it's like, I'm happy to say, like, I'm doing a lot better mentally. Like, I remember one thing Ethan said to me recently, like few weeks ago, I think. He's like, he sees the life in my eyes back. I look at myself, and from 2 years ago versus now, and I just see a person that wasn't happy, that wasn't pushing himself. Like, I didn't go to the gym. I was mainly eating crap half the time, drinking most of the time, gained weight, and now I look at it, so I feel so much better mentally, you know. And I realise, looking at it, alcohol wasn't really the enemy in my life that I made it out to be. That it was myself. You know the phrase, you're your own worst enemy. It was me. I hadn't worked on myself. And I'd let all the stuff from the past kind of come to the surface without addressing it, without working through it. And, you know, in saying that now, it's like, looking back, alcohol wasn't really the enemy. It's just a drink. Yes, alcohol is poison. I'm not going to say, you know, go out and drink, you know, get drunk, you know. But looking back, I had some fun times with alcohol as well. I'm not going to bash it completely. You know, it's easy to bash the liquid but not the person that drinks it. You know, I've definitely been thinking recently, like, the future. Will I ever drink alcohol again? Like, just genuinely, I don't mean get pissed drunk again, but will I ever touch alcohol again? Will I ever have a beverage with alcohol in it? And because I'm doing a lot better mentally now, I think I could in and around people I trust. Now, I don't mean, oh, I'm going to start going back to drinking full bottles, you know, and this is why I've had to refilm this video, because the way I said it on the original one, I don't know how much of the footage I've filmed. I actually like this version, Bella, was, you know, I don't want people getting misconstrued. Like, I think with me personally, like, alcohol is always going to be a part of my life in some way or other. I know people who drink and I know people that don't. You know, I've learned personally, you don't need alcohol to have fun. You know, I think another thing that I got in the mindset of, I needed alcohol to have fun and do stuff. I've rediscovered myself a lot more over the past few years and realised, why did I do half of the stuff I used to do while drunk when it's even better sober? Like, I don't need that. Like, and I've realised, like, I don't need alcohol to have fun anymore, and that's the amazing thing here. And I've got to give glory to God and, you know, great praise to my friends and family. You know, they've been nothing but supportive throughout this whole thing. Had I not had a support system and people to, you know, have my back, you know, you need people that even if you mess up, and trust me, I've messed up a few times, that they're not going to hold it against you, and they understand that mess-ups happen and this, that, the other. You know, I've learnt as well, I am an adult, and I've got to handle things more adult, if that makes sense. Like, but would I ever have an alcohol drink again? That's the question that's been on my mind lately. And I think around people I trust, yes, but not to the point of getting drunk. I mean, like a celebration or a birthday, but I don't mean getting out my face and acting like a fool, you know. I mean a celebrationary thing where I don't even drink the full thing, I just have a sip or something. It's like, you know, I'm one of these people, simply one drink doesn't set me back. I've had alcohol-free alcohol, and you could argue that having alcohol-free alcohol still has alcohol in it, but it's how you look at it, how I view it, and I view alcohol a lot differently nowadays. I think with me, I never got to that point where I never learnt control, and nowadays I do feel like I'm way more disciplined with a lot of stuff. And so in the future, I would like to try an alcohol drink again, and if at any point I try it and I feel like this isn't for me again, then I don't do it again, I don't try it again. But if it's, say, it's a special occasion, it's a wedding, you know, I don't think drinking at funerals is good. Like, I think, obviously, celebrating someone's life is one thing, but drinking and getting drunk, nah. But say if it's someone's birthday and we're having a meal and I want a little bit of a drink and, you know, it's not the end of the world. I think it gets demonised so easily. You know, it comes down to my mindset, who I'm with. You know, if I feel like I'm with someone who's going to push me, nah, then no. I will assess the situation, I will analyse it, and I feel like, you know, if I'm doing so well and I don't need a drink to have fun, which you don't, but if I feel like I'm around someone I could trust who isn't going to take advantage of it, who isn't going to push me to have more than I want, you know, a lot of people do this, it's not just me. A lot of people get to that point during, you know, years after they stop drinking, they eventually go, you know what, you know, now that I've fixed my mental side, and I've assessed myself, that alcohol wasn't the biggest enemy in my life, it was myself. I didn't address my own problems first, I just let them fester. Now that I've addressed them and I've talked through them with proper help, it's like, it's helped a lot, and I've realised a lot about myself, and I feel a heck of a lot better 2 years later. I think I will do this like a yearly update, I think, now, from the 20th to the 27th of August every year. I'm going to do this video, but this is like 2 years after, you know, after the incident. But let's move on to content, because now that we talked a lot about the main, you know, the elephant in the room, not me when I've had loads of food, but the elephant in the room. No, will I ever drink again? Yes, but not in the way that you think. It's around people I trust, and only people I trust. You know, people will say, oh, that's a slippery slope back in, but here's the thing, I know how to catch myself. If I find that I'm happy, say if I try this and I do end up getting drunk, you know, I will then not do that again, if that makes sense. Like, I don't like it when I say something like this and it gets demonised and people are like, You know, it's my life, and I am an adult, and I can choose what I want to do with my life. No, all I want to do is love and respect people, and treat people with respect. And that comes, you know, with myself. If I respect myself enough and I'm in control enough. I don't mean like go out, you know, getting pissed and wasting money on alcohol. I mean something small and only on occasions where I feel like the time is right. But I don't need alcohol. And if there is the option for alcohol free, of course I'm always going to take that. That's the main thing here. But, you know, I don't mean getting pissed drunk. But I will update you all on that in the next year's video if I have at any point. But moving on to what I said, I'm going to meet you over there. So let's talk about content and what's to come, because this will technically be the last update of the year, if that makes sense. So I don't plan on really doing any more of these updates for a while. So let's get it all out, what I'm trying to say. How's this angle looking? I'm going to take my hat off. I'm Bald Man Supreme. So let's get down to the nitty gritty, as they say. So the way I'm going to be doing my content now for a little bit is I am going to start re-uploading vlogs from 2020. And yes, those vlogs will probably have some form of drinking in them. I'm saying that now, and I've said it before, like obviously I understand if no one wants to watch those. I understand. But those are very old videos, I said literally from the first video uploaded. But as I will say, like I did in that video, I think if this is part 2, yes, this is not a drinking channel. I'm not trying to promote alcohol to the masses, but I am just documenting life, and that was a big section of my life. So over the next coming months I will be re-uploading those. Maybe some will be out of order, you know, there's old intros, outros that I've got to cut and stuff. Don't want to bore you, you're probably already asleep. But the next one is like, you know, uploading in real time stuff. Yes, I'm still going to be uploading in real time videos. You know, I've done a lot of like urbex and stuff lately that I'm in the midst of almost finishing, so those are still going to be done. Let's move because the wind wants to. I just want to get those videos uploaded because to me, I always think about my channel. And speaking of my channel, I recently received a strike. I received a strike on my YouTube channel. And I don't know why until I looked, and it was because I put a link in my description. If I get 3 of those, I lose this channel and I lose my other ones. The way YouTube works, if you get a, you know, there's difference between when it's a copyright claim, which is when you use music. That isn't a strike, that just determines whether you can be monetized or not. I am going to move. Yeah, let's go somewhere else. Okay, I've had to come in the pet cemetery, not the horror film with that cat church. That's really cute. Someone's got a dog called Flashbang Workman. That's actually the name of the dog. Oh. But yeah, what that means is when you get a strike on your channel. So say if you use a copyright song, like, I don't know, just any new song that's just come out, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, you can just use the song, but it just means you can't get monetized. A copyright claim is just basically if you're using some footage or something that, you know, isn't yours, because, you know, you don't own, you say like Eminem's song, you don't own it, he does, or the studio, you're just using it, and sometimes they can split the revenue. If you're monetized, you can have a split, but usually with a song you can use up to 5 seconds of a song before they can claim it. That falls under like a fair usey thing. But a copyright strike is something you don't want. That's essentially when you've broken YouTube's rules. The way they do it now, not to bore you all, but like, I've never had one before fully. And the way YouTube works now with copyright strikes is you will get basically a community guideline strike, which is essentially like you've done something against the YouTube community. Like in my case, why it was, I had a download link in my description, and apparently that promoted illegal activity, even though when you use a song sometimes it's required to be there for you to use the song so people can find the song and download it. Well, because of YouTube's system, it thought I was promoting basically illegal stuff, and so now until November I've got a community guideline strike on my channel, a warning. If you get 3 strikes, you're out. If you've got other channels, they delete them. basically you're not allowed on the platform anymore. The only way I could appear on the platform is if it was owned by someone else, and there's proof to say it's owned by someone else, like a company, like, you know, if someone else manages the channel. Other than that, I'm not allowed to own another YouTube channel again. And the thought of that happening, just, you know, years of fun and adventures just to never be uploaded on YouTube. Yes, I could move to Facebook, I could move to Rumble, but I don't want to. YouTube is the place to be still. Yes, it sucks nowadays. Some of the features they have suck. The way in which YouTube works sucks. But there are a lot of cool features now, like if you're a big enough channel and you collaborate with another one, you can multi-upload essentially, so it goes on both channels, which I think is cool. There's a lot of cool AI features that exist now. Why am I in a field? But yeah, that's that boring like thing out the way. I call these walks and talks, these videos where I just walk and talk. I think of it as I think of this video as a sequel to 2 videos. The first one on the channel and the second Sober Halloween that I made. Feels like a follow-up video. But yes, that's the kind of plan. I'm going to be re-uploading my old 2020 and onwards videos up until 2024. So you'll see a lot of like stuff from years ago. With those I need to edit and interject and give context to some of the clips. So you'll see present me in those videos and up-to-date content. And I'll be obviously uploading like stuff I film in real time. But yes, this will be the last life update, probably until the end of 2025 now, or 2026. But yes, I look forward to seeing you in the future. The next update I'll probably do, if I get all caught up by the end of the year, is literally a video called We're All Caught Up. And then I could start working on my other series with the gems and stuff. Because if you didn't know, that's a series. So when I find these gems, it's all fake and stuff. But thank you for watching. I hope this video, you know, let you have some insight into me as a person, you know. There's a lot I probably wanted to add that I didn't, that I will get into in the future. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Shall we play a different outro or something now? Let Netflix play. 'Cause I've been living life right.